Can we ask everybody to take their seats, please? How's the sound on the mic? Thank you, Chris. My name's Jamie. I'm Council President Pro Tem Bree's Chief of Staff, and we just wanted to make sure to welcome everybody here tonight for her third State of the District address. Thank you so much for being here. We want to begin by having Chloe Reinhold join us up here on the stage. Chloe Reinhold is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And Chloe, yeah, she's adorable. Wait, here she comes. There you go. Hi, Chloe. Look at this thing. Chloe suffers from complex regional pain syndrome. She's an inspiration to our entire team, and we want to welcome her here tonight. Chloe?
Okay, there we go. Good evening. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance of the American flag. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
We also have another special guest. She attends, La Jolla Country Day School. She's a freshman there. She's a singer and an actress, or an actor, as it were. No labels. Please welcome up, come on up to the stage, Abby Carson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, which so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Everybody should be very happy that I did not just sing that. Thank you, Abby. You were fantastic. Finally, we'd like to invite up to the stage Kimberly. Sorry, I'm putting this here. Kimberly Martinez is right here. She's a UCSD student. She's getting ready to graduate. She's double majoring in political science and history. And we had the honor of working with Kimberly in our office for a year when she was one of our best interns. We have two other interns here today, and they're just not as good as she was. But no, I mean, everyone has, it's okay. They know, they're aware, it's okay. So Kimberly, please join us on the stage. Let's give her a round of applause.
Cool. Thank you so much, Jamie. I really appreciate it. So, hi everyone. As you all know, my name is Kimberly, and I interned for Councilmember Bree last year. And during my time working with Councilmember Bree, I was able to gain a lot of insight on to how city government works and how they directly impact the lives of San Diegans all around. Councilmember Bree and her team, they work so hard and to benefit and improve the district, and I'm just so happy that I was able to work with them. I can honestly say that every day it was such a great time to go in. You know, they never fail to brighten my day. And I don't know if you guys have ever called into the office, but Miss V, she just has a way of brightening your day. So thank you to her. And let's see. So they also allowed me to gain hands-on experience with constituents, and it entailed contacting other departments or sometimes even writing commendations for community members. And everything that I learned, it helped me during my time with UC San Diego's UC-DC program, where I got to learn and work in our nation's great capital. So thank you for that as well. And Barbara is an amazing woman, as you all know, and I'm so grateful to have her as a role model. You know, her accomplishments and tenacity serve as a reminder that with hard work and commitment, nothing is impossible. So without further ado, I introduce you to Councilmember Barbara Bry. Thank you.
Thank you, Bridger. Good evening. Well, thank you all for coming tonight to District 1, to University City High School. I think a few of you here may be UC alums. Do you want to raise your hand if you went to high school here? Yay. Wow, that's terrific. Well, tonight we come together as friends and neighbors. We may live in different parts of the city, yet we all share a commitment to making San Diego a better place for us all. I'm honored to serve and represent you on the San Diego City Council. We have worked together with trust, transparency, and collaboration. I'm fortunate to have so many dedicated and engaged residents. Please join me in thanking all of our community leaders as we celebrate our third year together as champions for our district. Please stand up if you serve on a town council, planning board, city board and commission, or any other neighborhood group. I know there are a lot of you here. Please stand up. Thank you. Thank you all. Now I'd like to take a moment to recognize and thank some distinguished guests. Please hold your applause until they've been introduced. At this moment in time, I'm honored to serve on a city council which is historic. For the first time, 5 of the 9 members of our San Diego City Council are women. Yes. Right. Right. I think Council President Georgette Gomez is joining us a little bit later. We have District 4 Council Member Monica Montgomery. Thank you. And now please do hold your applause till the end. So please, please. Fire Chief Cullen Stowell, Lifeguard Chief James Gartland, Chief Operating Officer Chris Michelle, Police Captain Tina Williams, Municipal Employees Association General Manager Mike Zuquette, and former council member Harry Mathis. Firefighters 145 President Jesse Connor, and our new Sandag Executive Director, Hassan Ikrada. I'm honored that you've all come tonight. Thank you. I spend a lot of my life in District 1. I enjoy taking my grandkids. I'm blessed to have 2 so far. Colton is 4 and Jillian is almost 2. We love to go play on the sand and the rocks at Wyndon Sea Beach and then walk to Busy Bee Bagel. In La Jolla Shores, my favorite sandwich is the turkey and avocado on sourdough. In University City, it's the hummus and pita at Outcast Grill. And when I'm in Carmel Valley, I stop by Urban Plates or Mendocino Farms at Del Mar Highlands. You can see that food is a big part of my life. And I look forward to eating at many other great restaurants in District 1. And I look forward, please tell me what your favorites are. So tonight, more seriously, I'm going to talk about the major accomplishments of the last year, the critical issues facing the city, and my priorities for 2019. As most of you know, I'm not a career politician. I've spent my life challenging the status quo and getting things done. And so naturally, this continued when I got to City Hall. I'm very proud that I was the first elected official and a key leader in the effort to defeat Soccer City and to pass SDSU West. My support for SDSU West is a great example of how we can meet regional needs while protecting our neighborhoods. The communities in and around Mission Valley would have been overwhelmed by the traffic generated by Soccer City. Second, leading the council to legislative victory to regulate short-term vacation rentals. I know this issue is not over, and I'm going to discuss it a little further tonight. Third, calling for the independent audit of the water department after dozens of residents weren't taken seriously about higher than normal water bills. It turned out there was a lot wrong. Questioning the mayor and previous council's decision to buy an office building near City Hall for $72 million without knowing the full cost of renovation. The building is still sitting empty 2 years later, costing taxpayers $18,000 a day or $126,000 per week. Just think how many librarians and police officers that could pay for. Fortunately, it will be occupied in a few months, finally. And lastly, starting what I call the Workplace Equity Initiative to address sexual harassment and pay inequity, and to develop a code of conduct for San Diego employers and employees. And I'm proud that we did this without passing a regulation. We did it by creating a microcosm of the San Diego economy and holding 3 facilitated workshops and putting together a wonderful working group to come up with this, which I think will be much more powerful than passing a law. I'm especially proud of the work that my team and city staff have accomplished while working alongside all of you. And hopefully you've had a minute to read about some of the community accomplishments that we're most proud of. A few citywide initiatives that particularly impact District 1. I'm excited that the Midcoast Trolley will open in 2021 and that it will connect the South Bay and downtown to University City. The Pure Water Project is crucial since it will provide us with a sustainable source of water. The demonstration facility is located in University City on Eastgate Mall, and Phase 1 will be across the street. A major portion of this pipeline's route is through University City. I recognize that the community would be impacted during construction, so as the council passed its approval, we amended it to include the creation of community working groups to provide much-needed oversight. Finally, the city and the university reached an agreement on the UCSD fire station. UCSD will contribute the land and pay for the cost of construction. It's been a busy year, and I'm not slowing down, and neither is my staff. And so I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce or to reintroduce them to you. They are affectionately known as Team BB or the Bree Bunch. So first, we'll start with our interns, Capri Walker and Ben Calabrese. I don't see you. They're in the back, still working. Hi. Thank you. Thank you both. The only one who gets a Ms. in front of her is Ms. Vanessa Jackson, because she's also known as Ms. V. Ms. V is my executive assistant, the office cheerleader, and the smiling face people see when they come into the office. Justine Murray is your Sorrento Valley and Torrey Pines representative and our youngest member with big ideas. Bridger Langford. He is your University City and Transportation representative, and he is the man with the unflappable Gandhi spirit. Mauricio Medina. He is your tried and true La Jolla representative and the gentleman with flashy bow ties. Thank you for wearing one tonight. Laura Fleming. Laura is our Director of Communications, and she somehow manages to tune out the noise of our very loud staff in order to help reporters on deadline or pound out informative social media. Steve Hadley. Steve is your Carmel Valley, Del Mar Mesa, and Pacific Highlands Ranch community representative. He's a veteran of District 1, and I love how much attention he pays to detail and how much he knows the history of everything that's gone on. Thank you. Okay. Raymond Kahn, my policy advisor on environmental issues, mobility, and marijuana. He is our beloved, newly minted attorney. Thank you, Ray. Vicki Joes is my policy director, the budget guru, and the one who takes a sick day on a Monday if the Eagles lose on a Sunday. Vicki and I are both from Philadelphia, and so right now we have regular Philly cheesesteak days. Last year when the Eagles won the Super Bowl with lots of cheesesteak, we ordered from Gaglione Brothers, but not as good as Pat's and Gino's in Philadelphia. Okay. Jamie Fox, yeah, Jamie. My chief of staff, the overseer of everyone's mental health, and the one who my husband calls if I've had a rough day. She is the office comedian, and having a good sense of humor is essential in life. So thank you, team. The success of the district is because of your exceptional and tireless work. Thank you. Next, 2019. As we move through the year, trust, transparency, and collaboration are my guiding principles in how we work together. For this year, we have prioritized completion of the SR 56 bike path, the South University Community Library expansion, full funding for Marcy Park in University City, traffic signalization at Del Mar Heights School crossing route, realignment of Durango Drive, a handrail on the south end of the Marine Room restaurant, to fully fund the improvements from Coast Boulevard South to the Children's Pool Plaza, and improvements to the North Comfort Station in Kellogg Park. Now, let's look at where we are as a city. The 1.4 million residents of San Diego depend on us to keep them safe, to pave their streets, to maintain their parks and libraries, to provide their water, to help the homeless, and to make land use decisions. With over 11,000 employees and over $1 billion in annual contract spending, we play an important part in our local economy. Now, here is the sobering news. The mayor's 5-year financial outlook projects a $74 million deficit for fiscal year 2020, which starts July 1st. And this is in spite of strong economic indicators and revenue increases. What I've seen from my 2 years at City Hall is that we lack a comprehensive data-driven homeless plan. We lack a long-term real estate plan. We lack a long-term housing affordability plan, and we lack an effective human capital plan. We bounce from reactive decision to reactive decision without examination or concern for cost and impact, and without a vision of where we want to be in 5 years or 10 years. It's time to re-examine how the city of San Diego operates. Most importantly, our city employees are at the core of what we do. We want and we need to attract and retain the best so that you, our residents, get high-quality neighborhood services. From my years in the business world, I know that an organization is only as good as the people who come to work every day. We need to understand the real costs of outsourcing, how we fill vacancies, and how many and what positions we really need, and how we contract out business. This is just common sense. Next, our neighborhoods, which is what makes San Diego so special. Every neighborhood is unique. Some are underserved by basic city services. Some fear that the canyons and parks and local businesses that define them will be crushed by creeping urbanization. Others benefit from parks and other amenities, but are overwhelmed by special taxes and fees like Mello-Roos. This leads into my policy priorities for 2019. Keeping our community safe, clean, and prosperous continue to be the criteria I use. Safe means public safety, police, fire, and lifeguards. This is the #1 responsibility of local government and accounts for 52% of our general fund. Neighborhood policing is at the core of keeping our communities safe and making sure that all residents are treated fairly and with respect. Last year, the council passed a major, well-deserved pay raise for our police officers, and it went into effect on July 1. It's already having a positive impact both in retaining new officers and retaining experienced officers. I'd like to please ask all the first responders who are here tonight to rise, our police, firefighters, and lifeguards, so we can thank you for all that you do every day for us in the city of San Diego. Public safety, so I've learned a new word in the last year. A year ago, I don't think I knew what a micro-mobility solution was. But we've all learned about dockless scooters and dockless bikes. They started appearing on the city streets of downtown about a year ago. And I'm very concerned about what this means for public safety. I think at times this city has let technology get ahead of it. It's true with Airbnb, and this is another example of where we've let technology get ahead of us. And my office is about to issue a policy memo that will address both the user as well as those of us who don't use them, people who are walking, people in cars. And we will address fees. Right now, these companies are taking advantage of our infrastructure to make money without paying the city anything. So we will address appropriate fees, data sharing, enforcement. The fees can be used for enforcement, the fees can be used for infrastructure, and we are also going to ask for a requirement that all users wear a helmet. And we will ask for a ban on the beach boardwalks and certain downtown promenades. FYI, they are already illegal on sidewalks. And this is why the enforcement piece is so important. And it's why building the infrastructure so that people will be safe using them, not on the sidewalk, is so important. Safety also means homelessness. It means protecting those on the street as well as the surrounding neighborhoods. What it doesn't mean is spending tens of millions of dollars on untested and untracked responses and calling it bold. There is one solution to homelessness, and that is housing. Tents, skydiving facilities, and incarcerations are costly reactions that lead folks right back to the street. A few months ago, I asked for the total cost of city spending on homelessness. That would include real estate, service contracts, police overtime, clean SD, and more. We finally got the data on Monday. All of our spending could and should be used toward a unified solution that is based on effective results. Next, short-term vacation rentals. Make no mistake about it, we won. We led the council to a legal legislative victory to protect our neighborhoods, protect our schools, protect our homeowners, and protect our renters. Airbnb bought a signature campaign to force us to rescind that ordinance. Thank you to the many community members and organizations who worked with us because you want to live in San Diego, raise a family, go to work, go to school, and make a community special and unique. We will persevere. Part 2 is going to probably happen later this year. But the good news is, each day that passes, cities across the country and the world are quantifying the devastating impacts of short-term rentals on housing markets. Short-term rentals are not the sharing economy. They are the taking economy. This year, I will continue to fight with all of you. Clean starts with climate change, the existential threat of our lifetime, particularly for a coastal community. Climate change means that we now have fire season, 12 months a year. It means rising sea levels that threaten to erode our cliffs and sensitive coastal habitats. It means reducing our greenhouse gases by implementing and monitoring the city's landmark climate action plan. It means community choice energy, so that consumers have a choice as to where they buy their electricity, and we move to 100% renewable energy more quickly. Clean means protecting our beautiful beaches, bays, and canyons, and moving ahead with pure water. It means addressing our storm water infrastructure. Our beautiful environment is part of what makes us special. It's one of our competitive advantages in attracting and retaining the talent we need to grow our economy. Prosperous is about jobs and a vision for San Diego. My vision comes out of my many years as a high-tech entrepreneur and my long-term support for the arts. It's science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. It's full steam ahead. The innovation economy drives our city. It creates the highest paying jobs and many service sector jobs that support it. And it employs many people who do not have technical backgrounds. It provides the tax base that pays for the quality of life that we love. Listen, our growth is coming from our children and our grandchildren. My family is a good example. I have 2 daughters. They're 33 and 37, Sarah and Rachel. They grew up here. They went away to college. They've moved back. Both are married, and Sarah and her husband already have 2 adorable grandchildren. And I'm hoping for more from my daughter Rachel and her husband Daniel. I never have too many grandchildren. So it's clear that we must develop our homegrown talent, or our employers will have a shortage of skilled workers. Not everyone is going to work in the innovation economy. Prosperous is about making sure that everyone has access to a job for which they are paid fairly for the work that they do, and that we enforce our minimum wage and prevailing wage ordinances. Prosperous is also about making sure that our small businesses have a fair shot at competing for the billions of dollars in contracts that the city awards. This year, we will be convening San Diego small businesses to listen and understand the obstacles that keep them from successfully competing for business with the city. Prosperous means building housing for the people who work here so they can afford to live here. To be clear on one thing that's come up lately, I disagree with the mayor about lifting height limits citywide. The beauty and uniqueness of San Diego is our neighborhoods. It is not one size fits all. We did approve a high-rise at 6th and Olive earlier this week. It was totally appropriate for that neighborhood. Prosperous also means expanding our transit system so that our residents have an affordable and efficient way of commuting and that we meet our climate action plan goals. The path to becoming a bold and innovative city will take a united effort. Tonight, I reaffirm to you my commitment to continue challenging the status quo when necessary and moving our city full steam ahead. Thank you. He still looks the same. Yeah. You look great. I don't think you had a beard. Had a beard. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. I'm so happy. Maybe about to do a little less homework tonight.
Hi, Barbara. Nice to see you again.
Thank you for coming.
Met you at the Veterans Day ceremony on Solvay.
That's right. That was
Which is why we came here.